digital method has just changed the way architects work. It helps us be better architects, frees us up to do better design and better coordination for projects, which is a better end product and a more satisfied client.
Architecture, in essence, is the art and science of design. As seen during ancient Greek and Roman civilizations, advances in architecture have been direct reflections of advances in cultures. Throughout time, architects have strived to use the most current tools available, and today this is more apparent than ever. Stan Carroll used to work at a traditional architecture firm, but his true love had always been architectural sculpture. This past year, he decided to start his own company, Beyond Metal, specializing in architectural metals, sculpture, furniture design, and fabrication. He was able to fulfill this longtime dream because of advances in information systems which allow him to collaborate with a virtual global network of designers, vendors, and clients.
Architecture is very much a marriage between engineering and art. When I first started practicing, everything was hand-drawn. And then through time, it turned out that everything went to computers, as a lot of industries, the architectural industry as well as the construction industry as well as the art industry.
The digital method, as Stan puts it, allows him to fuse functionality with art in such a way that older methods seem obsolete by comparison.
Fabrication used to be very analog, the most basic tools in the evolution of the digital age have really taken the industry by storm. There are people out there surviving with the old methods, but I personally think if you really want to be on the cutting edge of creativity and the cutting edge of the industry, I really think the digital method is the way you pretty much have to go. The frontier is much broader.
Working in the digital method also allows Stan and his team to work more efficiently and to cut down on precious time lost.
If you have a concept and it's fully developed, and then the owner or the client may come in and actually change it, or maybe their whole program changes, or they have new wishes and desires that you need to infuse in the project, the ability then to change those documents, those drawings that you're going to use to fabricate, make a few tweaks and reprint that whole thing versus starting new, that gives you the ability to just do that quickly and efficiently without just a huge amount of extra work.
But for Stan, information systems don't just help with the complicated nuances of design. The web, for example, plays a key role in everyday activities within the office, including marketing and business-to-business logistics.
Well, the internet serves us well from a lot of different aspects. As everybody knows, it's a global industry now, so marketing across the country or across the globe is critical. We also have the ability for certain materials that might be unique to a project. Last year we bought several parts from China where we needed thousands of parts, and so we were able to go straight to the supplier, get it at a very competitive cost, and then include it in our project.
Stan finds that certain projects require very specific needs. His project teams, for example, are fluid and are selected based on project requirements. To that end, when Stan outsources, it's not unusual for him to search the globe for the best and most specialized vendors. Outsourcing allows a project manager to find the best combination of cost and talent necessary to meet the needs of each project. It also gives the firm flexibility to grow in any direction its clients go.
We typically have at least 3 or 4 consultants on a typical architectural project. There's always some process or something that we can't really perform in-house, or there's a huge investment to do that process. So the ability to go search out and to communicate with other firms that do have those abilities is very beneficial on the internet.
Stan also uses the web to communicate with the owners or clients. Since they are not always local, Stan is able to use a combination of digital video and imagery to provide status updates.
We like to have that one-on-one relationship with our clients, but a lot of times it's just not possible from their schedule, or a lot of different, maybe it's a long distance.
Another benefit that information systems provides architects such as Stan is the ability to save money by solving problems as early as possible in the design process. This is especially true when multiple consultants are working on the same project together using BIM models or building information models. The various users who may never have actually met in person due to geographic distances can compare their work and identify any possible conflicts.
We build a physical three-dimensional model, and then each consultant will overlay their elements that they're actually designing onto that building. If we can solve that problem three-dimensionally, digitally, before they ever break ground on the construction, it costs you virtually nothing. Those digital methods of developing those three-dimensional drawings that infuse all those elements so that you can see any conflicts makes a project very successful.
One of Stan's challenges in the office is to tie together the range of computer software needed to complete his projects.
What seems to really work the best for us is we have particular softwares that are good for particular things. It's ultimately, you've incorporated like 6 softwares that holistically is really just like the whole software of your office.
As a result, they had to become skilled at moving and transferring files between these multiple software programs in order for the process to become efficient.
Once you kind of solve the issues of how to get back and forth between the two and transfer or translate files, it really almost feels seamless.
Almost seamless, but not completely seamless. For until recently, there was still one missing link in the software that Stan used. He could create incredibly complex 3D models, but he wasn't able to convert the designs into 2D patterns that could be cut by his computer-controlled machines, at least in a cost-effective or time-effective manner. He solved this problem by finding a tip on an architectural website. The software, interestingly enough, came from the most unlikely of places.
The name of this software is called Pepakura, and it's produced in Japan. And it's a piece of software that was really established just as an art software for kids. And it's a $45 software that basically takes a three-dimensional model and it allows kids to build this three-dimensional model in their computer and then very quickly just unfolds that three-dimensional model. Well, what we've done is use that same two-dimensional image. We build a three-dimensional object and then put it into Pepakura, unfold it into the flat pattern, and then cut it out of steel with computer-controlled cutters. We fold that back into the three-dimensional form and we have our steel form of that original model that we built. It's kind of, you knew you could always do it. You could do it manually if you wanted to, but it'd take you 10,000 hours. And with the advent of this software, you can now be from three-dimensional model to the flat pattern to cut on the CNC machine in just minutes. So it's amazing.
What this has allowed Stan to accomplish is to eliminate costly steps in the design process by jumping straight from the computer to the final product. A process that's having a huge effect within his industry.
Not too many architects have really moved to the direct connection between the old analog method of designing architecture. Although they still use computers, but they haven't made the direct connection to a term called rapid prototyping, which is kind of the current buzz around the industry, and that is where you go straight from the architectural drawing and go straight to the computer-controlled machine.
To quickly deliver design solutions for their clients, these architects are using a method very similar to what some information systems analysts use to deliver business solutions. The systems development strategy that emphasizes speed of development through extensive user involvement in the rapid, iterative, and incremental construction of a series of functioning prototypes is called rapid application development. As Stan looks to the future, he'll rely on similar advances in information systems and corresponding methods and strategies in order to satisfy clients demanding the latest and greatest when it comes to high-profile and cutting-edge design.
A lot of times the elements that we're doing are really a lot of the feature elements of a building are specialty things that no one's ever done before. If you're embracing the digital process from the onset, then it really makes it possible.